You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you.
I don't think it is very useful to speculate on what God might or might not be able to do. Rather, we should examine what he actually does with the universe we live in.
We are all explorers, driven to know what's over the horizon. The most profound discoveries are not necessarily beyond that next star. They're within us, woven into the threads that bind us.
Hello, beautiful people. Happy Friday. Happy Venus Day. We made it to the weekend. And happy birthday to some famous Geminis. Lily Rose Depp, Johnny Depp's daughter, has a birthday today. Shiloh Jolie Pitt, another very famous celebrity child of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Paul Bettany, Christopher Lee, Henry Kissinger, Jamie Oliver, Andre 3000, classic Gemini. You'll see a lot of rappers pop up in the birthdays during Gemini season, and a lot of really amazing lyricists tend to be Geminis. Ben Feldman. I think also people who are in the public eye, Chris Colfer from Glee, Jack McBrayer, like so many notable people pop up when you type in the birthdays for Gemini season because, you know, Geminis like to put themselves out there. They're social. They're usually more comfortable showing up and using their speech and communicating, which makes for great actors, great singers, you know. So those are our birthdays today. Let's just peek into the rest of the weekend and see who else. Kylie Minogue has a birthday tomorrow. Jerry West, Carey Mulligan. And on Sunday, let's see, John F. Kennedy would have had a birthday on Sunday. He was a Gemini. Laverne Cox, Carmelo Anthony, Mel B, Annette Bening. Lots of famous Geminis. And if you're a Gemini or if someone you know is a Gemini, let us know in the comments so we can celebrate them as well. So in today's episode, we're going to walk through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's actually going to be a little quicker than our normal forecast for the weekend because we don't have a whole lot going on today. Like almost nothing. It's a little bit bizarre. We haven't had many days like this since I started the show. So if you're finding this video later, if you're not joining me live, I'll go ahead and put markers on the timeline so you can jump to whichever day you're looking for guidance for. And then we'll go ahead and do a 3-card pull at the end, one for Friday, one for Saturday, and one for Sunday to bring through whatever guidance we need. Oh, Jennifer, my husband is a Gemini, so he probably has a birthday coming up or just celebrated a birthday. That's super fun. And he's probably great at being in social settings if he's a Gemini, unless he has a different rising sign. Then he could be a little more reserved, but happy birthday to your husband. All right, so let's start. Thank you. I don't know if you saw my episode yesterday where I was talking about how I've been trying to grow my hair out and how I talk to it and manifesting long hair. So you don't know how that just like made my whole day. Literally, you just made my day, Shelby. Thank you. Okay, let's start with our Friday forecast. Like I said, there's not a whole lot going on today. Oh, wow, Rose, you have at least 5 Geminis in your family. I believe that. I believe that. Oh, he's a Virgo, or he's a social butterfly and a Virgo rising. Lots of Virgo energy in our house. Lots of busy, fluttery energy in your house then too. If he's a Virgo rising, his ruling planet is also Mercury, which is the ruler of Gemini as well. So a very mercurial person. He probably likes to always be going and doing. You just knew intuitively. You knew that I would just light up when you told me how great my hair looked. I know it's so superficial, you guys, but like let me tell you, for the longest time, I had a really short bob. I was really trying to look professional. I used to be a TV news reporter and a news anchor. So that was like my identity, my persona for so long, the short blonde bob. And when I got out of news, I was like, I'm growing my hair out again. And I like feel like I'm embodying a whole new version of myself. So I know it's silly to be like, oh, my hair, but it means a lot to me. So thank you. Okay, now we're actually going to talk about Friday. Today, he's so busy. Yes, that makes sense. Today, all we're talking about is the Taurus moon. There are no other connections being made. So last night at about 11:30, the moon moved into Taurus, and today it's not connecting with any other planet. And you're probably wondering, okay, how is that possible? Like every day the moon is making some connections. Well, because we have so much Aries energy right now, the moon is right next to all of that. So it's really not connecting with it. Yes, there are minor aspects being made, but nothing that we really feel strongly because we already just kind of passed through that energy with the moon making its way through Aries. So tomorrow the moon gets a little more activation and we'll go through that. But today is a really quiet day, just talking about the moon in Taurus. And you might have noticed the pace actually slowing down a little bit today. The focus being more on self-care, on taking care of our body, on listening to the signals our body is sending us, even on our physical environment. Like for me today, I have been trying to get a lot done this morning, but it feels like a very measured approach. Like, okay, we're just going to do this now. It's very relaxing, this energy. So if you're at work or you're not quite feeling that yet, I invite you to lean into the slowness, to the relaxing energy. We are in the final phases of the moon cycle, the waning crescent phase of the moon, which is inviting us to surrender. And really, I see today as a bodily surrender, as a physical surrender, literally giving yourself rest and replenishment today, because Taurus rules the physical and it's like a surrender of the physical, like just give yourself a break, you know? We are really craving comfort, specifically physical comfort under the Taurus moon. It heightens our sensuality, and yes, it can make us more sensual, but also it heightens our ability to feel, taste, listen, see. All of those senses are heightened under a Taurus moon. And the moon is actually exalted here. So it really is that invitation to come back to self, come back to our body, come back to our values too. There is a return to values with the moon in Taurus, and there's emotional awareness around our values. Here's my little mantra that I am thinking about with the moon in Taurus. Physical safety creates emotional safety. So when we relax, when we allow our body to fully feel safe and rested and nourished, we can also let our emotions feel that way too. I mean, think about like the flight or fight response. You know, when your body has all these signals going off, your emotions start to get heightened too. The opposite can be true. So when we allow all of the systems in our body to shut down a little bit, to just be still, be slow, our emotions can do the same. And it can allow anything that needs to be cleared away to just gently clear away. It can be that nice, gentle release and surrender by just relaxing. Literally just relax today. That's the assignment. I will say the transits we've been talking about over the past 2 days are still somewhat active today. So although we don't have many connections being made today, Mercury retrograde is still harmonizing with Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, still creating that energy of insights coming through, profound realizations. As we're reviewing, revising with Mercury in Taurus, it's a review of our values. So as we're going back, as we're doing that, you know, these profound things could come up. It could feel like final puzzle pieces kind of coming together as Mercury retrograde and Pluto retrograde make today's really the last day that they'll be within a degree of this trine. So, you know, if you slow down enough, relax enough, you might give your mind the space to have those those thoughts. And, there's a lot of Pluto activation right now, because not only do we have this trine between Pluto and Mercury, but Venus is still squaring off to Pluto today as well. That was exact late last night. So we're really feeling that energy today of Venus squaring off to Pluto. And if you want to get into the depths of that, go back and watch yesterday's video. But it's worth noting that conflict, power struggles can arise, especially in our closest relationships, with this square between Venus and Pluto today. So really being gentle with other people, gentle with yourself, relaxing, slowing down. I can't stress that enough. Slow down in your communication and your relationships. And the Taurus moon can make us a little bit more stubborn. So try not to dig your heels in and be so set in your viewpoint or your emotions or your opinion that you don't create space for the person on the other end of the conversation to express their viewpoint, or just create space to be able to understand their experience. So just, watch out for those power struggles. There could be some tension in close relationships, or even negotiations, business partnerships. If that's coming up for you, that's definitely thanks to Pluto and Venus squaring off like this. But relax, slow down. That will certainly help under this Taurus moon. Hey, Olivia and chat. That's so cute. I love how you address the chat. Makes me so happy. Yes. Currently eating comfort food makes sense. That is, when the moon is in Taurus, I'm like, eat the comfort food. That's like so Taurus moon. Surrender. The diet can start under the new moon if that's important to you, or, you can get back on track with your health goals or whatever that looks like for you. That's at least what I'm saying. I'm like, when the new moon hits, new energy. Right now, we're just letting it go. We're relaxing. We're not going to worry about the calories or the nutritional aspect. It's all about our comfort right now. Oh, yeah. Pluto and Uranus are really grinding my gears. Yeah, the moon is conjunct Uranus tomorrow, which we'll talk about in a second. So you might be starting to feel that energy too. But yeah, this trine between, just all the Pluto activation, Pluto connecting with Mercury and Venus, it's very much making us aware of transformation, what's falling away, what's dying, to create space for the new. We've really been talking a lot about Pluto this week, and we've been talking a lot about Jupiter, which is interesting because Pluto is that alchemy, that transformation, its intensity. It doesn't feel good. Jupiter is like, woo, abundance, optimism, And so there's definitely this duality, this push-pull that we've been talking about all week, of being optimistic and excited about what's ahead, and knowing that there's infinite possibility out there for us. And we have, this is something I've heard from a lot of people, like, something is coming, something big is coming, something exciting is coming, or that's going to change everything. But right now, we're in the present, and there's a lot of little stuff we've got to work out and deal with and process. And that's that Pluto influence. Like, okay, Pluto, we get it. Things are transforming, but could it be a little bit gentler? So even more reason to lean into the Taurus moon today. Jennifer's feeling it too. Lean into that Taurus moon. Listen to your body. Self-care is key under the Taurus moon. And if that means comfort food, if that means spending the night, your Friday night on your couch, watching your favorite movie, do it. Do it. Take care of your body. Take care of yourself. Oh, yeah. This morning I was feeling really triggered and decided to sit outside and watch the thunderstorm and meditate and just take in the peace. So on point with the energy. That Venus square Pluto tension. That's also making us aware of the transformation of our own desires, of our own values. There's a lot coming up right now. Mercury's retrograde. It's been a lot, this eclipse cycle. And now that the moon is in Taurus, we're almost a full cycle away from that solar eclipse. And we're kind of finishing out the energy of that lunar eclipse in Scorpio 2 weeks ago. I will also say I love that you mentioned this, because Taurus energy is all about nature. And so being out in nature can be a really beautiful way to ground and to relax, to send that signal to your body like, This is where we belong. We can relax. You know, that feeling that comes over you when you're just out in nature and it's like you don't have to do anything. You don't have the to-do list in front of you. That's the energy we want to lean into under today's Taurus moon. So, Rachel, you are already intuitively doing exactly what I'm saying. You're right on, you're in alignment. You're in alignment with the transits. Ooh, Shelby, me too. Me too. Even this morning, I will say my partner and I have been just like not fighting, but just kind of poking at each other, you know, just like, ugh, you're kind of getting on my nerves, you know? And so that could show up for you as well, just that irritation, or maybe even a little more than irritation. Also, Mars is coming into a conjunction with Jupiter on Sunday, which we will get to, which is going to amplify aggression, also amplify motivation. It's a pretty positive transit, but if we get into the mode of aggression, it can escalate really quickly. So just putting that out there for anyone who needs to hear it. Mercury retrograde has been kicking my butt too, girl. Yeah, self-care. Give yourself some self-care this weekend and really reflect on what self-care looks like for you, because it's different for everybody, right? Comfort food for Jennifer could be different than comfort food for me, you know? Comfort food could be like a salad for you, and it would probably be like a giant cookie for me, you know? So again, it's kind of playing into the whole reflecting on our values, reflecting on what's important to us, this Mercury retrograde, even thinking about what does self-care look like for me could bring through profound realizations, which are supported under today's transits. The frustration piece of wanting to move forward, but feeling like I'm being pulled back. Yeah, Pluto's like, there's still some stuff that needs to be released here, but also court, you know the moon cycles. Give yourself the weekend. Give yourself the weekend, because by Monday, by the new moon in Gemini, it's going to bring in some fresh energy. That conjunction with Mars and Jupiter is, I think it's near your Mars, right? If I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, you don't have Mars in Aries. You have Mars in Gemini. Forget I said that, but still give yourself the weekend. Give yourself the weekend. Okay, let's move on to Saturday and talk about Venus moving into Taurus. The Taurus energy is so real this weekend, you guys. We have so much Taurus energy with the moon in Taurus and Venus moving into its home sign of Taurus. Venus, she loves to be in Taurus. She's all about the luxury. She's all about the sensuality, the comfort, the feel of things, the taste of things. Lean even more into your self-care this Saturday once Venus moves into Taurus. And just a little refresher, we talked about this at the beginning of Gemini season, but when Venus is in Taurus, it's actually moving from a weak position in Aries, the opposite sign of Libra, where Venus likes to be. So Venus is at fall in Aries. Venus doesn't love to be in Aries, which has been making us a little bit more selfish in our desires and in our affections and in our neediness. It does make us more passionate, but sometimes a little bit like aggressive in our passion. So, Venus in Aries has been an interesting transit. It's brought a lot of energy, and a lot of passion, but it has also made us a little more triggered when it comes to our relationships. Venus in Taurus is like, slow down, girl. Slow down. It's all good. And during this transit, we crave pleasure. That's really it. Venus in Taurus is like, give me pleasure. Like I said, it could be food, it could be touch, it could be something that smells really good, or, just our senses are the focus with Venus in Taurus. And that can make us more sensual as well. But I don't see this as much of like relational sensuality. It can be, it definitely can be, but more like self-care, self-sensuality, taking that bath if that's your thing, and taking the extra time to put in the bath bomb and sprinkle the rose petals and light the candle and throw your crystals and all those things. That is Venus and Taurus. Now, on a deeper level than just the physical, which we're very focused on with Venus and Taurus, it's all about physical comfort, physical pleasure. We're also, though, really reflecting more so on our values. Once Venus moves into Taurus, we have Mercury in Taurus, we'll have the moon in Taurus, we have of course, Venus in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, the North Node's in Taurus. We got a lot of Taurus energy going on. And it's really, really putting the focus on our values, what's important to us. And aligning with our own values under Venus and Taurus can allow us to attract things that match our values, that match our energy more easily, because Taurus energy is all about calling in physical resources. But in terms of manifestation, being really aligned with what's true to you is going to help you call in more of that energy, right? Expect a greater focus on money, on physical surroundings. This is a great time to manifest with Venus and Taurus. Venus rules our money. Taurus is all about the cash, right? And like, this is a time to secure the bag, honestly. People could be getting some money coming in with Venus and Taurus. My dogs agree. I don't know if you could hear them losing their minds out there. But, oh my goodness. Secure the bag. Secure the bag. That's what the dogs want you to know. Secure the bag with Venus and Taurus. And you might have like a fresh desire to make money with Venus and Taurus. But I will say this feels more like ease, like resources. It doesn't even have to be physical money, but like opportunities, income opportunities coming to you under Venus and Taurus, or just a renewed sense of your ability to call things in. And remember, being aligned with your values allows you to call in more of what feels good to you. Yes. Can we talk about Venus and Taurus? Yes, yes, yes. I was thinking of you when I was saying all that. I know you're in that space right now, and I feel like it's going to be a really great transit for you, Court. Mine was grilled cheese and French fries, but now I want a giant cookie. I have been having an issue with crumble cookies lately. I don't know if you guys have tried crumble cookies, but there's one near my house, and I can DoorDash it. It's not good. It's not good. I've made some really bad late night decisions. That's been my comfort food. It was like the moon moved into Taurus, and I was like, okay, crumble cookies here in 20 minutes. That's basically how my night went last night. My natal Venus, my natal Venus is in Taurus, and so is my husband's Venus. Okay, we love this compatibility for you. Both of you guys are probably very sensual, and this is like same love language right here when you have the same Venus, which is really nice. My partner and I have complete opposite Venuses, which can be there's a lot of attraction there, right? But there's also a lot of push-pull there. So I have a feeling you and your husband are more on the same page when it comes to what you want, what you like, what you need, how you express love, how you receive love. That is nice. Seriously, I am not sponsored by Crumble Cookies, but if you haven't tried them, I am borderline telling you like you shouldn't, because it's an addiction. It's a problem. Like, I can't stop. They're so good. They're huge. They come warm, and they change the flavors every week. So they really get you. You know, they're like, oh, you got to try this new flavor. It's only going to be here for a week. I digress. She gets it. Shelby gets it. Okay, let's talk about what else is happening with the Taurus moon this Saturday. Let's pull up our transits here. Okay. I'm going to pull up the chart and show you. We have two main moon transits to talk about, and I want to show you because it's very apparent what's going to happen here. Jump ahead a day on our chart, so we're on Saturday. Here's the moon. We'll go ahead. We'll go a few more hours ahead. The moon meets up with the North Node, and then, first of all, actually, excuse me, with Uranus over here, then with the North Node. So throughout the day, Court was just talking about Uranus, right? The moon and Uranus will form a conjunction. This is interesting because the Taurus moon makes us crave stability and comfort, as we've been talking about, right? But when the moon forms a conjunction to Uranus, this is at 7 a.m. on Saturday morning. You could wake up like, I'm ready for something exciting. I'm ready to change things up. I want a thrill or a disruption of some sort. Like, it's almost like you wake up wanting a surprise. And this can create a little buzz, create a little bit of excitement, especially under this very chill Taurus moon. So this can make us more open to the unexpected, less set in our ways. Whether you're seeking it or not, some sort of excitement is possible today. Now, the warning label on this transit is not to create your own excitement by poking at the people around you. Venus and Pluto are still squaring each other a little bit on Saturday. They're still pulling away from that square, so we don't want to create our own excitement just for the sake of creating excitement. You know, sometimes we do that as humans. Instead, just use this energy by being open and being flexible. This can make us much more flexible under the normally very rigid, stubborn Taurus moon. This conjunction to Uranus makes us really innovative and thinking about the future, but in a light, like anything could happen kind of way, you know? So lean into the excitement, expect the unexpected on Saturday, and be open, be willing to change your perspective or change your plans as the moon and Uranus meet up. There could be just some exciting opportunities waiting for you on Saturday. So be open to them. That's all you have to do. At 5 p.m. on Saturday, the moon forms a conjunction to the North Node. And just a refresher here, the North Node isn't a planet. It's actually a point on the moon's it's on the moon's axis essentially, and it's how we measure eclipses, things like that. Essentially, the moon's orbit isn't exactly spherical, and it's one of the points we use to measure where the moon is at. But in astrology, the North Node represents the energy we're leaning into in this life, the path we're meant to walk. And so this is a moment coming out of this eclipse season ahead of the new moon in Gemini where we're gaining an emotional awareness of the path we're meant to walk, of the purpose, of the lessons we're here to learn. When the moon meets up with the North Node, it's almost just like this insight of, okay, things are moving in the right direction. Here's where I'm supposed to go. And this, remember, this is a waning moon asking us to surrender, release, let go. And so by just relaxing and being open and staying flexible, it could reveal to us like, oh, there's the path of least resistance. This is where we're supposed to go. At the same time, when the moon meets up with the North Node, it opposes the South Node. And while we're in this energy of surrender and release, this transit is really allowing us to let go of what's meant to fall away, to see our past versions of ourselves more clearly, because there's an opposition here. It's almost like looking in the mirror at a past version of yourself and being like, oh, okay, I get it. I understand that that's who I was, and that's the energy I was comfortable in, and this is why I was the way I was, but I don't have to be that way anymore. Instead, I can choose to go in this direction. So it's very much playing into all the transformative energy right now. And I like talking about the North and South nodes, even though they're not major transits, because to me, it's very reassuring. Like everything is happening for a reason, especially when we have a conjunction like this between the moon and the North node. It's like, okay, we're moving in the right path. We're going, where we're supposed to go. It's all, there's a path that we don't understand fully what the end destination is going to be, but we're going to keep walking nonetheless. So that's what's happening on our Saturday. Now let's move into Sunday, the big transit of the weekend. Mars forming a conjunction to Jupiter at 3 degrees in Aries. So I would invite you to just take a look at what's going on in your chart at the beginning of Aries, really between like 0 and 5 degrees of Aries. If there's anything there, it's definitely going to be activated this weekend by this Mars-Jupiter conjunction. And I will say just in general over the next month or two with Jupiter moving over that area of your chart, whatever is there is going to have like a magnifying glass over it. Especially with it being in Aries, it can definitely amplify that energy. So let me know if you have any planets between 0 and 5 degrees Aries, and we'll talk about what that means. But let's walk into the energy everybody is feeling. This conjunction between Mars and Jupiter. This screams big moves, big energy, right? Like that song that's viral on Instagram and TikTok, Big Energy, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that is the anthem of this transit. This is an abundance of motivation, abundance of drive. We have so much stamina, and we really want to take action with this conjunction between Mars and Jupiter. And we are so optimistic that whatever actions we do take are meant for us and are going to work out. Like that's Jupiter. It's always silver linings. It's very excessive and abundant. And this excess of energy makes it an excellent transit for physical movement and exercise. I've been saying this with the moon in Aries. Over the next 2 days, I will say it's nice to give your body a break. I wouldn't push yourself to work out if it doesn't feel good and nourishing for you. But on Sunday, if you're feeling that buzz and a lot of extra energy, hit the gym, go on a walk, do some jumping jacks. I don't know, but try to move some of that energy out of your body, because we know when there's too much going on in here, it creates a little bit of anxiety or aggression. And aggression can be amplified when Mars and Jupiter are together in Aries, the sign of the warrior. So you can understand how there's definitely two sides of this coin, where it can make us really energized and excited and optimistic, but it can also go the other way and make us a little overly aggressive and assertive and, maybe too energized in the wrong way, if you know what I mean. When I was looking into this transit using the handbook many astrologers use, Planets in Transit by Robert Hand, it talked a lot about our muscles and saying our muscles are literally craving exertion under this conjunction between Mars and Jupiter, which is why I say move your body. This would be a great time if you are somebody who works out regularly or has a regimen, to take it up a notch. If there's something that you've been wanting to try, but you're oh, I don't know if I'm ready for it, I don't know if my body is really there yet, try it on Sunday, because I have a feeling you'll be able to accomplish it. There's a lot of self-confidence with this conjunction between Mars and Jupiter, and it can help us level up physically in a lot of ways. This is really fortunate in a lot of ways. Jupiter is the planet of fortune and good luck. We just want to make sure, we could take risks and have a really awesome outcome. This kind of goes back to leveling up or trying something different or pushing yourself a little harder at the gym. That can apply to different areas of our life. So we might want to take that risk and try something a little out of the ordinary or push ourselves a little farther. But we want to make sure we're not going overboard at the same time, because Jupiter can, like I said, be excessive. So, don't move too quickly. Really think things through and have a plan before you decide to jump all in and take things to the next level, because accidents are possible today if we're moving too quickly and being too optimistic and not really slowing down and being practical. We just really want to move quickly, do it all, make those big moves on Sunday. We'll be especially bold with our actions. It's just a day for bold action, bold moves, and a lot of energy with this conjunction between Mars and Jupiter. Let's see what you guys are saying. Mars at 22 degrees in Aries. Okay, so your Mars isn't actually being activated by this transit yet, but that's something to keep in mind later in the year. Jupiter will be transiting over your Mars, and also Mars will be transiting over your Mars probably in the next month or so. So that's going to bring a lot of energy, a lot of motivation for you personally. Nothing in Aries in your chart, Nick, so you don't have to worry about it too much. The next place for you to look might be the early degrees of Libra, if there are any oppositions for you to this Mars-Jupiter conjunction. That could be interesting. And now that I say that, I personally think I have an opposition playing out there. I got to look at my own chart. Aries in the 4th house. Okay, so for you, I see you just hardcore cleaning your home on Sunday. That would be a really great activity for you, especially under the waning moon, really inviting us to surrender, clear things out before the next moon cycle. But this could also bring fresh motivation or abundance to be around family. Being around your family could feel really really good, and there could be a lot of gratitude there for you. The 4th house rules our home and family and our foundations, so it might be about your physical home or the people you're being around, family members, this Sunday. Aries in the 1st house with Mars. Okay, so this is all happening in your 1st house, though, probably moving from your 12th house to your 1st house. So if things feel like they're a little uncertain, I know we've talked about this in past episodes, waiting for answers, waiting for closure in some way. That's probably all this Aries activation playing out at the end of your 12th house. Once Mars and Jupiter move into your 1st house, it's like a whole new chapter. It's a whole new chapter coming for you. I can't say exactly when because I'm not looking at your chart, but just know that there's new energy coming your way for sure. Ooh, Aries moon in the 4th house. So same thing I said to Jazz about 4th house energy, cleaning your home. And you just had your lunar return too. So while the moon was moving through Aries, there was probably like a familiarity of that energy. But Mars and Jupiter, if they are transiting over your moon, can take all the energy we just talked about, lots of physical energy, maybe that feeling of like restlessness and needing to do something, but then also your emotions are infused into it too. So this could bring over the top emotions or even a little bit of aggression for you on Sunday. Just watch out for that. And I can't say it enough, channel that energy through physical movement. That's going to feel better than trying to channel it through words or control or anything else like that. Physical movement is going to be really important for you this weekend. Spot on. Thank you. Ooh, what about someone with an Aries ascendant at 6 degrees? Okay, so this is happening in their 12th house then, this Mars-Jupiter conjunction. And the 12th house is healing, endings, closure, also mental health in a lot of ways. So for them, it could be about closing out a chapter and like an abundance and an awareness of wanting to end things. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it really plays into the moon phase we're into. So I would imagine your close friend is trying to close something out or come to terms with something. And same thing I told to Lion's Prince. I can't remember your first name, but in the coming weeks and months, this person will likely feel a lot more energized, a lot more abundant after Mars and Jupiter cross over their ascendant into the 1st house. So good things are coming. It just might not feel like it right now. Look at that. Your house needs cleaning. Sunday is the day, even all weekend. You know, the moon in Taurus, it's like physical environment. It feels very nurturing to be in a physical environment that is comfortable. Pluto, 24 degrees Libra, Saturn 19 degrees. So you're not getting activated too much by this. I would just lean into the current energy for you, Nick, and just enjoy the surge of energy, not worry too much about if it's affecting a ton in your chart. But there's a lot going on Sunday. It is big energy. Now let's talk about what's happening with the moon on Sunday, though. So the moon stays in Taurus all morning, and it overnight, actually, from Saturday night into Sunday morning, the moon forms a sextile to Neptune and squares off to Saturn. This happens at 1 a.m. Pacific time. So most of us who watch this show and are part of this community will probably be asleep at this time. I will say pay special attention to your dreams on Sunday morning, because this connection to Neptune overnight can help things come through our subconscious and help us have these subconscious realizations in a dream state, especially because our body is fully relaxed when we're sleeping, and the Taurus moon does best when we're relaxed. But the square to Saturn at the same time can bring through subconscious fears and doubts and insecurities. So that's why I say pay special attention to your dreams as you wake up on Sunday morning, because even if they were darker or felt like there was a negative element to your dreams, that could be showing you anything you still need to let go of, release, anything that subconsciously is still being processed and worked through that maybe your rational mind isn't fully aware of. And as you wake up on Sunday, like, this is a great day to release, to let go, so that by the new moon on Monday, you're ready to start a new chapter. So pay attention to what your dreams are telling you Saturday night into Sunday morning, even if it's fearful or doubtful. That's really valuable, useful information. And at 3 a.m., shortly after, the moon forms a conjunction to Mercury retrograde, still while many of us are asleep. Further emphasizing, pay attention to the messages that are coming through your dreams. When the moon and Mercury retrograde meet up like this, it can feel like we're putting those final pieces of information together. We're having those final realizations. So this is a little too far ahead once the moon moves into Gemini, but you can see the moon will pass over Mercury retrograde, emphasizing the review, revise, reflect, right? And there's an emotional awareness around that, even in our sleep. So, just pay attention to those subconscious messages. Pay attention to what they're telling you about your values, your desires, with Mercury retrograde in Taurus. And they could be indicators of what's really important to us. Sometimes when we dream about something repeatedly, or when we wake up and we're like, wow, I can't shake this dream I had, it's part of us, being like, hey, pay attention to this. I know you've been trying to push it aside in your waking life, but when you were asleep, when you're totally relaxed, your subconscious mind is like, this is playing a role in your everyday actions without you even realizing it. So really, I can't stress enough paying attention to your dreams Saturday night into Sunday. We wake up on Sunday morning under a trine between the moon and Pluto. So again, we're still under this Taurus moon for the first part of the day on Sunday, the early morning. And this can feel like when we wake up and the moon is harmonizing with Pluto, you can see the moon, Pluto here. This can feel like transformation is unfolding easily. A trine is that nice, easy breezy energy. And after so much intense transformative energy all week, this trine between the moon and Pluto is like, okay, it's all coming together. It's all unfolding. Just relax under the Taurus moon and let these things shift around you. Transformation will feel natural and effortless under this transit. And with the moon and Pluto both being in earth signs, this can create a natural transition of our physical reality too. So don't be surprised if on Sunday, hey, like Jazz, she wants to clean her house. That is so favored on Sunday. It's like our physical environment is being transformed. And you might also have that urge as well. But notice how things transform naturally when you just kind of release control and let things happen and let things flow. It's all about flow energy first thing on Sunday morning. Then on Sunday afternoon, or I guess I should say still Sunday morning, about 10:30 a.m., the moon moves into Gemini. So we're getting ready for that new moon on Monday. And when the moon is in Gemini, we're more social, we're more chatty, we're more buzzy, just like we talked about that Gemini energy at the beginning of today's episode. I think it was, Jennifer, who was saying her husband is a Gemini. He's always busy. Yeah, that's the Gemini energy. So the pace kind of picks up on Sunday, especially with Mars and Jupiter conjunct. It's like all the energy. We want to do all the things. We want to be around all the people on Sunday afternoon. We could feel like antsy or excited about the week ahead, especially knowing that the new moon is coming. It's like we know there's fresh opportunity. We know that we get a fresh start with a new week, with a new moon cycle. This is also a really favorable time for verbal processing. So, either talking to people who are close to you on Sunday about all the changes that have been happening, about what you're getting excited about, what direction you're heading, or journaling things. And remember, this is the final day of the moon's releasing phase. So this can be a nice time to word vomit. Maybe don't do so aggressively on other people, but Gabby Bernstein talks about this practice called rage on the page. I think I've mentioned it before, but if there's still stuff coming up, especially if it's angry with the Mars-Jupiter conjunction, rage on the page. Open a journal and just start writing and don't stop until you feel like you've gotten it all out. That's definitely favored under the Gemini moon. And doing so can provide clarity and comfort by, talking to other people or having that dialogue with yourself of what's needing to be released, what's being transformed, what direction we're heading. It feels like the moon in Gemini on Sunday is helping us mentally sort things out because there's been a lot. It's been a lot the past week. I think we can all agree. It's been transformative individually. It's been transformative collectively. The moon in Gemini helps us rationally process all of the emotional things that have been happening. And the final transit of the weekend is a sextile between that Gemini moon and the Jupiter-Mars conjunction. This happens at 5 p.m. So there is a real emotional awareness and a surge of energy that we feel with the moon forming a sextile to Jupiter and Mars. It's like that busy energy amplified. And I would say be careful of like overcommitting yourself for the week ahead on Sunday afternoon. It might be that you're getting all these invitations or people are reaching out to you, or you have the urge to like text all your friends and be like, I want to hang out this week. And, you're getting excited. That's awesome. Just don't overcommit yourself on Sunday evening because you might be a little overly optimistic about how much energy you'll have later in the week. We will have more energy and it will be, just a fresh opportunity under the new moon, but don't overcommit yourself. You can always reach out to people later in the week. You can always put a pin in things and be like, let's check in later in the week and see how we're feeling. But, we can feel overly optimistic and overly motivated when the moon forms this sextile to Jupiter and Mars. So expect all the energy, expect the pace to really, really, really pick up on Sunday. Yeah. Can't wait for Sunday. Yes. But in the meantime, give yourself the next 2 days to chill out. Give yourself the next 2 days to chill out, because once the energy starts picking up, finding that time, that downtime might be a little bit more difficult. Okay, and your name is Heather. It's not Lion's Prince, so I'll remember that. Yes, I love this for you, Ken. Letting go this Sunday sounds promising for releasing. And with so much energy surging through us with the Jupiter-Mars conjunction, with the moon in Gemini, it can feel like this final purge, or like we're calling in this new energy so we can just push out anything that's still stagnant. Moving your body, again, great way to clear things out, to release on Sunday. But yeah, get excited, move your body, get that final purge out. So by Monday, you're like, okay, we're ready. We're excited about what's ahead. Ooh, grooving on a Sunday afternoon. Is this a song? I think I might have to look it up. I am definitely going to be grooving on a Sunday afternoon. Definitely here for the releasing. This is the time. This weekend, release it all, let it go. Give yourself some care, slow down this Saturday so that things can start ramping back up by Sunday and Monday. But make sure you're giving yourself the space to release before you start something new, because that's when we get into sticky situations, when we keep trying to start new things and don't actually let go of the old. So yes, I love how many of you were like, we need release. We're here for release. You're right on track. You are right in alignment with the transits. All right. Let's go ahead and do our 3-card poll. One for Saturday, one for Sunday, one for Friday, one for Saturday, one for Sunday. And I'm just going to pull from this little mini tarot deck. I always say on Fridays, I'm not a tarot expert. I just read the guidebook. But doing multiple card pulls, it always just feels better for me to do tarot. It's just much clearer messages that come through. So as I'm shuffling, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know your thoughts about the weekend, your plans for the weekend, how you're going to lean into this energy. I'd love to hear. And as always, this is your time to ask any questions of the universe too. If you are looking for some personal guidance, these cards are meant for you. You're here live, joining us, watching and aligning with the energy. Okay. What do we need to know for this weekend? On Friday, we got the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh. For Saturday, the 3 of Pentacles. And for Sunday, the 8 of Wands. All upright. No reverse cards, which is, I like that. Reverse cards tend to have a little bit of more of like a warning or a dark energy. This is all upright today. Okay, let's start with the Wheel of Fortune. Here it is, our Friday card. You are experiencing the cycle of change. The wheel is turning and your situation is constantly evolving and shifting. What goes up must come down and vice versa. Wow, well that's on point. We are in the Wheel of Fortune. The energy is churning. The energy is transforming. What goes up must come down. And right now we're in that down phase. So be in the down phase so you can be up when it's time to be up starting this Sunday. I love that. Okay, the 3 of Pentacles is our next card. And here's what it says for Saturday. You are collaborating with others and creating synergies to achieve big results. You balance the wisdom of the experts and the new ideas of novices. Interesting. You balance the wisdom of experts and the new ideas of novices. I love that we got this on Saturday because the moon is forming a conjunction to Uranus, which is all about the future, innovation, new ideas. So a reminder to be open to those new ideas, to be open to innovation. But there's also an element of tradition and slowness with the moon in Taurus. So kind of that push-pull of leaning into wisdom, but also being open to new ideas, being flexible, just like we talked about when we were in the middle of our Saturday forecast. And then our Sunday card is the 8 of Wands. So let's see what the 8 of Wands has for us. Everything is moving very quickly right now. If that's not the most Mars-Jupiter conjunction card, I don't know what is. Everything is moving very quickly right now. Go with the flow and use the momentum to fuel positive change and create big results. Travel may also be in the cards. Interesting. Jupiter is the ruler of travel, so you might have this renewed energy to travel under the Mars-Jupiter conjunction. I just love that it says, go with the flow and use the momentum to fuel positive change and create big results. Big moves. That's how we started our Sunday forecast. Wow. They're always so on point. I don't know why I'm surprised every time, but these cards were like slap in the face, so on point for our transits this weekend. Working in the greenhouse all weekend, so on point for Taurus energy. Being in nature, being around plants, self-care, caring for the earth. You guys are just so on point today. I know, the tarot reading was crazy accurate. Thank you everybody. Love to see all of your comments popping in the chat. All right, that's going to do it for this weekend forecast episode of Transits Today. If you found this video helpful and you haven't already, please go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel. Slowly but surely, we're inching our way towards 1,000 subscribers, getting closer every day so we can finally monetize this channel and keep these videos coming to you for free. Also, for the next week only, I'm offering Mercury retrograde readings. So if Mercury retrograde has you a little confused or you're looking for some guidance specifically about Mercury retrograde and Mercury in your chart, you can find that offering actually just by scanning this QR code here. Book an appointment with me next week. And I'm excited to see you all on Monday morning to talk about the new moon. What a great way to start a new week with a new moon. It's going to be a fun forecast. I hope you all have a great weekend as well. I appreciate you being here for yourself. I appreciate you being here for each other and for the community we're building. Makes me so, so happy. And I will see you all right back here on Monday morning. But until then, stay curious. Thank you so much for joining us and aligning with the energy of the universe today. If you enjoyed this morning's episode of Transits Today, you can join our live astrology discussion every weekday morning right here wherever you're watching. And head to thespiritualjournalist.com to read your daily astrology forecast and browse the Spiritual Shop. The most fun way to help keep these forecasts free and support more content like this is to buy yourself a little something on our website. But if you're feeling extra generous, you can also buy me a coffee to fuel future live streams. Just tap the link in the description or head to buymeacoffee.com and search The Spiritual Journalist. And speaking of, you can also tune in to The Spiritual Journalist, our weekly live interview where we ask our guests questions about everything from crystals and manifestation to mental health and the environment. Those conversations stream live right here wherever you're watching now every Tuesday. I'm so grateful you found us here, and I can't wait for our next conversation.